evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to call the Common Council to order. I will ask our clerk to call the roll.
Alderperson Tenorio.
Here.
Vitale.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Grisham.
Here.
Haas.
Here.
Keen.
Here.
Lysick.
Here.
Reinke.
Here.
Rote.
Here.
Stefanski.
Here.
10 present.
We have a quorum. Please rise if you are able and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led this evening by Alderman Tenorio.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to item D on our agenda this evening, we have 3 items for public hearing. I will ask the clerk to read public hearing number 1.
Resolution to approve the year 2021 operating plan for the downtown West Allis Business Improvement District and to adopt the special assessment method as stated therein.
Thank you. I'll turn it over to staff.
Mayor and members of the Common Council, tonight we are filling the annual requirement for the annual plan and the assessment rate for the downtown West Allis Business Improvement District. The bid is identified as 6 blocks in our downtown, and with the plan, we have a summary of accomplishments to date, the description of activities planned for 2021, and a proposed budget which helps to derive the special assessment rate. As identified here is the 6-block area of our downtown. It's shaped like a T. On the east side, it goes to up to MATC and then down to Orchard, and then it down Greenfield Avenue up to the alley through the downtown on Greenfield Avenue. The budget process starts with annual goal setting. Bid committees review and propose what their recommendations are for the year, and they submit that to the executive director who's present here tonight. And then the bid board submits an annual plan after adoption to the city, and it's here tonight for Common Council review and approval. This is the review of the 2021 budget for the Business Improvement District. It's divided up into various categories such as professional services, office and supporting services, design committee, organization, promotions, economic development, and then Main Street and assistance programs. The total budget for fiscal year 2021 is $135,300, minus or less bid dues, and as well as funds that are derived from the Downtown West Allis Inc., which is a separate corporation, for a total levy of $105,300, which is a little bit lower than 2020's levy amount. The assessment value in the downtown over the last few years has been pretty steady in terms of the $18 million mark, with a small decrease for 2020. The assessment rate has generally been in the $5 range. It's 14 cents less than 2020, and it would be $5.59 per 1,000 of assessed value in the downtown business improvement district. The goals for 2021 are indicated in the plan include filling vacancies, hosting networking events, improving and defining the downtown West Allis image, through small, effective promotional events. They did a small food stroll earlier this year. They might do that again, historic walks. Of course, addressing their programs relative to COVID and continuing that in 2021 as necessary. And then expanding outreach for a winter week in the downtown and welcoming residents to our community and providing information about the businesses and shop small in our downtown. One of the big improvements in 2020, of course, is the mural program, which is not only in the downtown, but near the downtown. And this will continue in 2021 with their goal of more outdoor activities, art in the downtown and fire hydrants, electrical boxes and alleyways, and then working with the downtown and the city to help develop a quicker, faster process to invite businesses to start in our downtown. So those are some of their goals for 2021. I gladly answer any questions that you might have about the Business Improvement District's annual plan.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the Common Council? Hearing no questions from the Common Council, are there any questions from the members of the audience? Seeing none, then we will close our first public hearing.
Thank you.
And I will ask our clerk to read out public hearing number 2.
Resolution relative to determination of an application for a special use permit for Subway, a proposed restaurant to be located at 6736 West Greenfield Avenue.
Thank you. And I'll turn it over to staff when you're ready.
Thank you, Mayor, Common Council. My name's Tony Giron. I work as a city planner with Patrick and Steve. I have the honor to present 2 special use hearings tonight. This first item is a Subway franchise that is proposing to locate in 6736 West Greenfield Avenue. That is a part of the Town Center Plaza, which is northeast of the main intersection of 70th and Greenfield Avenue. It is zoned C3, community commercial, but since it's a restaurant, it requires a special use permit in any commercial zoning district. Its hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's a fairly standard franchise setup where they have the kitchen and seating area. It will be within the commercial shopping center of Town Center Plaza. And per our parking code, they are required to have 9 parking spaces, but the Town Center parking more than meets that requirement. On September 23rd, Plan Commission recommended Common Council approval, and we have not received any objections to date.
Thank you for the presentation. Any questions from the Common Council? Hearing none, are there any questions from the members of the audience? Okay, hearing none, we will close public hearing number 2, and I will ask the clerk to read public hearing number 3.
Resolution relative to determination of an application for a special use permit for Qdoba to install a proposed drive-through at their existing restaurant located at 2831 South 108th Street.
Thank you. Mr. Guerin?
Thank you, Mayor. So this special use is for Qdoba to install a drive-through. In observance of social distancing measures, they would like to add this drive-through as well as some queuing areas. So this is within the C4 Regional Commercial District, and the addition of the drive-through triggers a special use permit. So you'll see they have a counterclockwise direction of traffic around their building. They're going to add the pickup window on the bottom left corner of their building, as well as move the dumpster off to the side and add a few parking spaces for people to wait to get their meal delivered to their car window. The 0.4 acre lot has the just over 2,000 square foot building within it, and they will be resurfacing the entire parking lot, as well as adding a few more shrubs and grasses throughout the property. They are required to have 14 parking spots, and they will be providing 18. The exterior of the building will have a few upgrades. They're going to be painting it, as well as adding some thin brick. They will also be making some upgrades to the inside, adding some new finishes, fixtures, millwork, and upgrading their branding. And they'll also be upgrading their restrooms to meet ADA standards. Plan Commission recommended Common Council approve the special use on September 23rd, and we have not received any objections to date.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the Common Council on public hearing number 3?
Mayor Devine.
Alderman Weigel?
Tony, a quick question. Could you go back to that plan view? They have 14 spots and they're going to go to 18? No, back to like the overhead. Yeah. So how are they eliminating some green space, or how are they gaining 4 parking spaces, I guess?
They're moving to diagonal parking.
And that's more efficient?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And more efficient for their direction of travel that they want to do.
Yeah, because it's just one direction now, not two-way. It's
That's
probably
right.
never. Okay, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions from the members of the Common Council? Seeing none, are there any questions by the members of our audience? Seeing none, we will close public hearing number 3. We will move on to item E on our agendas. Citizen participation is the opportunity for the council to receive information from members of the public during this 30-minute period. If you do wish to speak, we ask that you approach the podium and give us your name and address for our official record and sign in before or after your comments. We ask that you keep your comments or your statements to no more than 5 minutes. Is there anybody that wishes to address the council under citizen participation? Oh, you can go. Yeah.
This is why you bring the paper back up, just in case your computer doesn't cooperate with you, right? So, my name is Jim Curlin. Thank you, Mayor Devine and Common Council members, for hearing us tonight. A special thanks to President Lasik for postponing the decision-making process on our request tonight. My wife and I fortunately had a false alarm with COVID. We both tested negative, but we didn't know just days before the last Common Council meeting, which is why he postponed our hearing. So, Alderman Haas, also thank you to you for being such a champion of our cause, and really thank you to all of you. I've spoken to all but 2 of you in the last couple of weeks, and I appreciate your support. So, before I go into what Beyond Vision is for everybody's review, let me just highlight what we are not. We are not affiliated with IBVI. We have a sister agency that has gotten some bad press of late, and they're only a sister organization in the sense that they have a similar mission, and we do participate along with 60 others, 65 actually, other completely independent nonprofit organizations across the country. We participate in something called the Ability One program, allowing us to to produce value-added services for products that the government consumes. So they participate in that, we participate in that, 65 independent nonprofits participate in that, all in the effort to create jobs for people who are blind. However, just to highlight again, we're a separate organization. About us then, Beyond Vision is a social enterprise, and we're about creating workforce development and career opportunities for people who are blind. We're not about making widgets, really. We're about creating that workforce development career paths for people who are legally or totally blind. And we do that all in an effort to counteract a 70% non-employment rate for Americans who are blind. It's a very sticky and stubborn statistic. It's just very difficult for them. So imagine we're all concerned about unemployment due to COVID right now, which is down to about 5.5% in the state. And we should be, but imagine being part of a group that's 70% unemployed. So why this location? Access to public transportation is the short answer. It's very vital to our blind employees. We believe the new special use request we're asking for, not a zoning request anymore, but a new special use, we believe it protects West Dallas. The language is very intentionally, very narrowly defined to protect West Dallas. We are a mixed-use operation. There's a mixture of very clearly commercial activities that will be in the building. There's a small amount, about 25% of the floor space, that will be considered light manufacturing per West Dallas's definition of light manufacturing. And then there's some in the sort of gray area, things like packaging and labeling, which is, it's, what do we call it? Ultralight manufacturing, I'm not sure. It's in the gray area. But the real point of all of that is we're not going to have any negative impact, only positive impact. Instead of a dark store and a blight to the community, the old Sam's Club, we're going to transform the property into great enhancement of West Dallas. Most of the asphalt desert that's in front of it, the parking lot will be changed into green space. Stormwater retention will be there, a walking path and scent garden that we intend to open to the public. There'll be no noxious emissions, no noise, nothing that's a negative impact, and our traffic is going to be just a fraction of what it was with Sam's Club or what it would be with another similar retailer. We believe it's about 5% what the Sam's Club traffic was for cars, for example. So why West Allis? We want to really create a win-win scenario with West Allis. We will make West Allis a better place. We're part of the glue. But I'd like to make a point and drive the point home. So people, and a couple of our employees are going to talk to you about this in a minute, but people who are blind tend to live and purchase near where they work. And it makes sense, right? Because they're dependent on walking and public transportation. So there's more than 12 employees that are already West Allis residents, but that number will go up dramatically over time because they tend to want to live near where they work and purchase near where they work because of their dependence on public transportation. So, and we believe that we estimate the economic impact to the community just for the construction portion to be $15 million and an ongoing due to the labor and jobs of $13 million, and that's likely conservative again because blind people tend to live where they work. We've been on record, and this was brought up during the Planning Commission meeting, so we felt it was okay to bring it up tonight. But we've been on record over a year ago of being agreeable to paying a pilot of 100% of the city's portion of the taxes. And hopefully by now you've been able to read the email I sent you yesterday with the support letters from Barry Mandel and 5 significant legislators. So tonight we're asking for your support. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Does anybody else wish to address the council under citizen participation this evening?
Hi, my name is Mary LaPointe. I live at 1327 South 90th Street with my husband Stuart here, that's with me. We have owned that property. In a couple weeks it'll be 30 years. We've raised our kids there. They've graduated from West Allis schools. We have been active citizens in this community and will continue to be for many years to come. And what Beyond Vision has meant to me is you know, when my kids were grown, I ran a daycare in the house when they were little, so I could be home with them. And then when they were teenagers, I wanted to get out into the workforce, get out of the home. So I went and got some, training with computers and stuff, learned some new skills, kind of did a little upgrade. So I went out and started looking for a job, and I go to all these companies, and, at first I'm shooting for things that I know I'm qualified for, and they're just, well, no, we're hiring somebody with experience. So I thought, you know what, let me just get a receptionist job. I just want a job. Then it was, no, you're overqualified. You're going to be bored. And I wanted to scream at these people. You don't know what bored is. You have no idea what it's like to sit home every day and want a job, any job, and nobody will give you a chance. So then I found Beyond Vision, and the doors were open, and it was a whole new life. It was a whole new opportunity for our family. It was a whole new source of revenue for this community because we were buying stuff we could now afford that we couldn't before. It was just, it was a whole new experience, a whole new opportunity. And I want more people to have that opportunity. I started out in entry-level position, and within a year was promoted to team lead. I've seen other people. Ruben, you're going to hear from in just a minute. He was under my tutelage and started out as an entry-level position in our customer care center and developed his skills, and now has been promoted to the purchasing department with a lot more responsibility. Beyond Vision is, we like to call it a runway. It's a place where people can land and keep a job, and it's also a people can land and develop new skills and take off on a whole new career path. And that's important to people that are blind or visually impaired because not a lot of companies will offer that. They don't understand our needs. They don't understand that we can do anything any one of you in this room can do if you just give us the tools and you just give us the chance. And Beyond Vision does that. And we want to do it for more people. And we want to do it in this community because this community is full of great people. My neighbors love this idea. I talk to people. They love this idea. They welcome with open arms being able to provide jobs for people like us that are here. And so I want to thank you for your time and your attention and your consideration, and thank you for your support.
Thank you. Does Does anybody else wish to address the council under citizen participation?
Good evening. My name is Ruben Rodriguez, and I reside at 8617 West Greenfield Avenue. But before that, I lived in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, and it was kind of far from work. So when I found Beyond Vision, I was unemployed. I was happy to get the work, but the problem is I lived in Oak Creek, and my only option was to take a bus every day, an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. Given that situation, I decided I wanted to sleep longer in the morning, so I decided to move closer to work, and I chose West Dallas, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made, because when I did move here, my 1 hour and 30-minute bus ride turned into 25 minutes, which I'm sleeping a lot better now. So that's just my kind of brief story of my situation. But that situation gets repeated over and over again when it comes to the other employees at Beyond Vision. In my building alone, I moved in, and then another employee came all the way from Menominee, Michigan to work at Beyond Vision and moved to West Dallas and is now a happy shopper at Pick and Save. And another coworker of mine has moved into my building, and he moved from Miami, Florida to work at Beyond Vision. And that situation is another one that is also repeated. We are a respected agency among our peers, our 65 agencies, as Jim stated. And because of that, because we do have their respect, we have people coming in all from Texas, Florida, even within the state, Appleton, Madison, coming to work with us. And we, once we move, when we move to West Dallas, all of those people will be spending their money here, where I spend my money, where I shop at Target and Palace, because the food's good. And so I just wanted to thank you all for taking the consideration and for showing your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Does anybody else wish to address the council under citizen participation this evening? Okay, if there is nobody else, we will then close citizen participation. Citizen participation. Thank you, everybody. My mind is working faster than my mouth. Moving to item F, our standing committees will be meeting during recess this evening. Those room numbers are listed on page 2 of your agendas. Moving to item G, the mayor's report. Just one quick thing. I want to officially welcome the Gauge, which is our new event space. There was Alderman Weigel and I were at the ribbon cutting last Wednesday afternoon, and I believe they had they did have kind of an open house party that evening. A $2.5 million renovation to what was the Lakeland College building on 70th Street in the middle of that Cobalt redevelopment. And it will seat around 300 for dinner, but it can hold even more people if you want to just have kind of cocktails and appetizers there. So another great step and a great addition to the city, and watching that corridor continue to grow is going to be very exciting as we move forward. That is it for the mayor's report. Do we have any reports from our alderpersons? Hearing none.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I move for approval of the minutes of the Common Council meeting of October 6th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Are there any changes to the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Item J, I'll ask for a motion to refer items 5 through 7 to the city attorney.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Alderperson Reinke, a second by Alderperson Keene. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Moving to item K, Alderman Road, I believe those will be read out with the
We'll read
balance
those out
after.
after the recess
Right.
meeting, yes.
Thank you very much.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I move that we stand in recess until conclusion of the committee meetings.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are in recess.